check detail, because that's when they're doing the checks, what they're looking at, and then that's when we see stuff wrong, like when I was balancing all the
Okay,
months.
so everybody has the AP check detail. I'm just gonna go over the first page.
Just so you understand it.
What are we looking at now?
It looks like this.
At the very end.
Looks like this right here.
I know.
Through April
Yep.
30th, right?
Yep, right here. Yep.
Got it.
So, the first one, FPL, you're gonna see that it's an auto debit. So it says auto. It was debited on April 2nd, 2019, and the invoice was for February 15th through March 18th, 2019. It was for $66.10 electricity and lights. Your account number's on there, $28.22, and it was paid from Cluster 5 operating.
Tell them what 6610 is. There's the chart.
It says it right here. Okay, it's the chart number on your budget. And so all of your accounts have a corresponding chart number. So if you look back at your financial, and I were to say, what is 6610? 6610, let me see here if that was right. Yep, okay, it went into electric and lights. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they correspond. So down here you'll see, now the first ones are all auto debits. When you get further down, there's check numbers. So if you go to the second page and you go all the way down to the bottom, it starts getting into check numbers because those were like your electricity, cable, payroll, water, all that stuff. You're going to see check number 2769 issued on April 2nd, 2019 to Susan for $36.92. It was paid, it was for reimbursement of plants. It went to the line item 6142, miscellaneous grounds and landscaping, and it went from cluster 2 operating account. Does everybody see that?
And then another thing that these checks are written, but they may not cash in the next month.
Oh, we're going to get to the next. So if you go to the fourth page, you're going to see bank reconciliation. See all these outstanding checks?
Mm-hmm.
Well, one was voided to Nashby Thompson for $90. Then you see all these outstanding checks that were written. That means that these people haven't cashed these checks yet.
They're called uncleared checks.
They're outstanding checks. Yeah. Outstanding checks. That means that these people have gotten all these checks written to them, but they haven't actually cashed a check. It is taken out of your account though, so it's not like a surprise, okay? It just means it hasn't cleared. So you want to keep looking at it to see if it clears from the next month or so. Outstanding deposits, there's money that was deposited that didn't clear yet, and it will be cleared up in the next batch. I think it's equal upside down. And then you also get a copy, and I didn't print the full bank statement because of
That's when we reconcile.
continuation. Yeah. Okay, so you also get a copy of the bank statement. I did not print it because it's really long. But basically, you'll get a copy of the bank statement, and I just printed the first page of what it looks like. It shows you all the checks that are written, but then behind it also will show you the checks themselves digitally, who signed them, and when they were deposited. Okay? So you get a copy of the bank statement every month as well as a checkup for you guys.
Do you have any questions on the financials?
I just, since I was not here, before I left, and we got the new board, there was a motion, I got the proof from somebody that Thompson was paid from Cluster 6 funds for his services to many entities.
Not that I know of.
Because Cluster 6 caused the turmoil and everything else, and it was taken from the money from Cluster 6 to
Okay.
pay Thompson.
I went back through every single invoice that Thompson sent that, to us to date, and everything was reallocated, and the master paid for anything that was a discrepancy like that. Cluster 6 did not pay for it, Carol did not pay for the so-called harassment charges with
I
Peter.
hope not.
The master paid for it, Cluster 6 did not pay for it.
Okay. And I have another question. Last time when I was present, the meeting I asked, can we agree all together to reimburse the family which brought us back to the normal state? They spend their money, and I think that we have to be grateful if ever anybody discuss that. Did anybody ever offer some solution how can we do that? Because it's not fair for them to have that expenses alone. And I don't know what other of you are
Legally,
thinking, but I think, how much was that? 2,500?
Yeah, something like 2,500.
2,500.
Okay, so morally, and yes, we would love to do that, but legally, as an association, we cannot do it. And it's because, the reason why is, speak up.
He hired his own attorney to represent himself. The association was not represented by the attorney.
And if we did that, then anybody that hired an attorney in the future, we'd have to pay their attorney. So legally, as a board, as an association, we can do that, cannot do that. But as a community, we could take a full, do a fund.
I would say a GoFundMe.
And
Do a
just everybody
GoFundMe
chip in.
account.
Yeah. If someone wants to start a GoFundMe page, we could get it up to 2,500, I bet.
That we could do. That we could.
176 or 4 units.
174.
174.
But not everybody will participate.
It's $15.
I know.
Yeah, but not everybody's gonna wanna participate. Some people are gonna not participate, and you're giving the option to the owners, not forcing it upon them, which we're not allowed to do. We can only pay attorney bills that were actually approved or are on behalf of Pebble Springs Condominium Association, the LLC, the incorporation. Whether it be right or wrong, we can only pay for those attorney fees. Because if, say, another owner wanted to go out and they were suing us and it wasn't something that the community supported and they wanted us to pay back their bills, what do you do in that?
Yeah,
when we've already
that's
paid
okay.
someone else's?
So board
Yeah.
cannot do that. Let's start with what you
A
say.
community.
I would start a
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe account.
Yeah, and we can go from there, because I'm quite sure if they didn't start things as they did, we will be today in much
No,
worse
I agree. It
condition.
was very
and with the same
kind
board.
of them. It was great that they did that. The Max did that.
Yeah.
And people can donate anonymously.
Yeah.
They don't, I mean, if you do a GoFundMe, you can just put up on the you can put up on the bulletin boards, we can put up in the clubhouse. If you don't want to put your name on it, you know what I'm saying, you can donate whatever you want, $5, $10, whatever. If you feel like you want to contribute more, whatever, maybe, whatever the case may be, whoever can contribute to it as well, I think that would be
Get
a
the
better
word
way
out,
of doing it,
too.
yeah.
First of all, who can do that? Is that one person that's gonna create that?
It's not a board, like, the board's not gonna facilitate it. If a board member would like to create a GoFundMe, you may do so,
As an owner.
Yeah,
as an owner.
We
not
have to
as an
deliver invitation to people, and we don't have all emails and.
I can't do it through,
I know
through our
that.
system.
I'm just asking for advice.
I
how to
think,
do that.
most of you guys have your,
I personally have emails and I can email everyone in my
as a
cluster.
personal person,
Okay,
Yeah.
so we can work on it.
yeah.
I don't want to bother anybody with that, but I think it
No,
would be
I
fair.
think it's a great idea.
No, I
I
think we
would
need
highly
to.
suggest a GoFundMe, only because it's a great idea.
Yeah, I really think we need
And
to.
anybody that wants to contribute, all the money will go directly to them. So it's like,
I've
use
never
your
written a
personal
Somebody has
account.
to keep the balance. I don't want them to end up with the 7,500. He doesn't listen.
I've never done it. How does it work?
I don't know how to do
Go-
it.
You
GoFundMe.
go
Have you done
on the GoFundMe website, you log in, you start a GoFundMe page, you explain what happened,
Can you put the
basically.
minutes?
Yes,
I'm sorry?
yes,
Can you put the minutes?
yes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
after that, not accept contribution?
No, and a
Because I don't
lot of
want you to
times
have
it will-
7,000
even if it
500.
goes over the limit, that's, yeah.
They do take a percentage though.
They do
Go-
take a
go
percentage,
fund
but
it, we'll
at the
take a
same
percentage.
time, it's like, all the money that is collected will go directly to them. So, you
Okay.
know, I
Okay.
would do it in a heartbeat,
Okay,
yeah.
good idea, we'll work on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely, thank you. Still haven't put that? I don't know. I'd like to welcome Jeremy. No. I
DJ.
asked you. Go ahead, then. Go ahead, Colleen.
DJ, right?
DJ, yes.
This is DJ Fredericks from Anderson Law Firm. He is one of the attorneys that work at Anderson Law Firm, and I'm going to let him explain himself. I know a little bit about him, but this is a law firm that handles and deals with association law. So you guys strictly work in association.
That's our main focus,
Thank
but we
you.
do multiple things, which I think helps us
Yes.
in association work.
But that's your main focus.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and let you explain your law firm a little bit.
Sure.
And then, most importantly, please explain your collection process, because
Absolutely.
that's the most important part.
I'm going to pass one of these around. I got a few. You guys can follow along. This is the
Thank
basically
you.
of our firm.
Well, thank you.
And our, I'm going to keep this for notes though, because.
No problem.
Yes, thank you for having me. As Colleen said, my name is DJ Fredericks. I'm with Anderson, Gibbons and Fredericks. We are a law firm that does primarily focus in HOA, condominium, and co-op association law. I've been with this firm now for about a year and a half. This firm started about 6 years ago. Jeremy and Justin partnered up, and we've been going strong ever since. We have two offices, one here in Sarasota, and one up in Tallahassee. Jeremy couldn't make it tonight, but he does travel back and forth. There are 3 attorneys in the firm. Jeremy is our association guru. He does documents, he does document revisions, he does meetings, he does votes, proxies. He knows way too much more than anybody should about association law, but that's what Jeremy does. So he's a general counsel for our associations. Justin Gibbons and myself are the litigators. We have a vast array of experience, actually, in different areas of litigation. Justin started first with some family law. He did some criminal law for a long time. He has a good amount of experience in trial work in that area. Myself, I have been doing civil litigation since I started about 10 years ago. I have run the gamut from construction liens, construction defects, to landlord-tenant, to breach of contract. You name it, probably something civil, I've taken care of it. I don't do things that would get me shot though, so I don't do family law, I don't do criminal law, so I stay away from that kind of stuff. Somebody else can deal with that. That experience, I think, in all 3 of our parties is helpful in association work, because association work has the gambit of the same issues. There are landlord-tenant issues, there are construction defect issues, there are, of course, breach of contract issues, and all those things we've handled before, and that's what we do. I am the head of collections for our firm, and our collection process is a little bit different than what is normally done down here, and actually different than what most association firms do. We do what's called deferred billing. Okay. Now, everybody knows assessments. Nobody likes them, but they are a necessity to get an association running and make sure everything was beautiful in here. By the way, fantastic landscape and everything. So, if an owner becomes delinquent, of course, you have the process of sending out the 230-day letters, recording the lien, and then what can we do after that? What we do is we defer our billing until the association is paid, or if we have to go all the way to sale. Okay? We send out the first letter, no payment, we don't get paid. We record the lien. We send out the second letter, no payment, we don't get paid. The only time that we would ask for payment is if the association decides not to pursue any further, because of course we all need to get paid for the work we do, or if we have to go forward all the way through foreclosure. That's the end of the process. That's the whole gambit. That's when we worry about it. But we don't bill the association until we get the money into our firm. Okay, and we find that helps out a lot in getting these things going, because we do find associations that have multiple delinquencies. it hurts. It really does hurt because it puts a very big pressure on those that are paying. It's a big burden, and sometimes it's like it grows like a weed. One person's not paying, well, 3 others aren't paying. Well, nobody's done anything to me. You know what? I'm going to buy the cell phone. I want to pay for the cell phone for the month. I'm not worried about my assessments, and it just grows. Well, that's where I come in, and I've handled this for the last 10 years. So I've run all over the place on assessment collections. I've litigated I don't know how many cases, but we're good at it. I'll put it that way. I do know multiple ways to collect. Of course, there's always a lien foreclosure, which is what I've mentioned. There are other options as well. There's money judgments. We can do that also. In each case, it's a case-by-case basis and analysis. So if we ever come up with something and you guys want to know, what can I do with this person? We know they own 7 Ferraris and they're just not paying. What do I do with this? Well, great. Cut me loose, because I'll go after that Ferrari and we'll sell the Ferrari. So the bottom line, though, is our goal is to get paid just as your goal is to get paid. And if we don't get paid, that means you're not getting paid, so that makes us work hard. Okay, that puts the onus on me to take care of your cases, take care of your files, make sure they get through all the way to where we can get them through. Sometimes people just don't have the money, or sometimes people just walk away from the units. That's the nature of the beast, and each one of those we'll deal with when we get there, if we had to. But that's a good overview of what we do. I have an assistant down here. Her name's Liz. She's fantastic. I have 3 other ones up in Tallahassee. We go back and forth all the time. As I mentioned, Jeremy's up there. He'll be down here next time if you want to bring him on down. I'm actually going up there on Friday for a couple of meetings up there as well. But we're a young, eager firm. Jeremy and I used to work at Lobeck and Hanson before he split it off. He split it off about 4 years ago, 5 years ago when he went to Tallahassee. I stayed with Lobeck and Hanson for a little while. He came back and said, "Hey, we need you," and I said, "Let's do it." So that's why I'm here with these guys. We are also a mobile firm. My whole file basically will be on this iPad, which helps us because I have your documents. So I can look at your documents. If I need to come out here for any sort of violations, any questions you have, we bring them with us. So we always have our questions. You can answer your questions almost immediately if we can. It's available through our online website. Another good thing about our firm is we are very reasonable as far as our rates. We have a lot of experience. We're very good at what we do, but our hourly rate's at $2.25 an hour. That is significantly lower than most other firms down here, especially those with our experience and our abilities to what we can do. That gives us the onus to work for you. We want to do the best we can for you and make sure that we do a good job. So with that, I open up for any questions. What was it?
Most importantly to me, do you work with any multi-condominiums?
Multi-condominiums, meaning like if you have a building with multi-condos inside of them?
I mean, we have 6 clusters. Each one of those is a condominium.
Yes, oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, each one, you all have separate associations or separate?
Separate documents,
Separate
but they're all
yep.
one tax ID.
We do.
But we have the master association.
Yep, we have those as well. We have
Yeah.
we have them all over the place, but yes, that makes us, we have to, of course, organize them. Who's under what declaration. That puts on me on making sure all the declarations are the same. Sometimes people don't opt into them, whatever I get to deal with, but yes, we have. We've dealt with that before. We have associations, HOAs that are, there's one that's going to be about 2,000 homes for an HOA. We just got the biggest condominium in Tallahassee as our client as well, but we have experience in all those different areas. So, yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
How many condominiums do you represent?
We're over 200 now, between Sarasota and Tallahassee. There's probably about 75 down here in Sarasota, Bradenton area, Manatee, and probably about 125 up there in Tallahassee. We haven't checked in a while, but it's over 200.
So you obviously have paralegals that handle a lot of that work, or how would you be able to service us being a smaller firm?
Well, we're not that small compared to other firms around here. Because Lobeck and Hanson, when I was there were only 5 attorneys. Kevin Wells, there's only 5 or 4 attorneys there right now. Porges Hamlin, that one has, I think, 2, then 4, but only 2 actually do association work. So we are actually a good-sized firm for associations. We do have paralegals, we do have assistants, but Jeremy, Justin, and I all pride ourselves in making sure we talk to you. I don't I like picking up the phone calling. I'll get a conversation going first. I'll follow it up with an email, but that's the way we do business.
Okay.
Jeremy will be here, Justin will be here, I will be here. If there's ever a problem, that's what we do. So emails will not go to a paralegal, then to us. Emails will go to us. We answer those emails too.
Thank you.
Yep.
One of my questions was, would we be able to update our docs, but you already reviewed that. So I see you have a $3,500 flat fee.
Yep.
Since we're actually 7 sections, 6 clusters and a master, that would be 7 times 3,500 if we were to update,
Right.
correct?
Each cluster would pay for their own update, yeah, and they would pay for the master altogether.
What I would do is, yeah, that's our flat rate for just a single association. I can talk to Jeremy. He's the one who would handle that part. I don't know if he has a group rate, if we can handle something like that. I'd have to ask him, but even so, 3,500 is very, very good on
Yes,
what we do.
I see
Yep.
that. Usually they're about 5,000 or more.
And just so you know, see, harking back a little bit, Jeremy did these documents. He drafts documents a lot. He knows how to do them. He knows how to read them. If you ever have any questions about them, he's on top of it. We have reviewed, drafted, litigated so many different provisions of declarations. We have a very good handle on what is good for an association, what will work, what language to put in there, what language not to put in there, and things to look for. So absolutely, that's one of the things that
Ours
we keep.
are original docs and with amendments, so
Sure.
we're overdue, but we have to budget it.
Okay,
There'll be
yeah.
something down the road.
Absolutely, that's something we can do.
You answered my other questions. Does any of the other directors have any questions?
So one other thing is, I'd like to mention is, other firms have association attorneys and that's all they do. And they just do this part, they come in here and they'll tell you how to do proxy and that stuff. Well, we have the ability to do everything. Like I mentioned, the litigation part, that's where I come in. I know enough to be dangerous about votes and meetings. I can get you through it. But when you have to go and sue somebody, that's when you come to me. And that's when you come to Justin. So that's why I think we make the best team, is the three of us are a team. We all work together. We all have cases that kind of overlap, so you basically get 3 of us per case for each thing. So it's something that's unique, I think, around this area as well. But it also serves us good and serves our clients very well, I think, in the end.
Do mediation?
Yes, absolutely. We do mediation. I should just have one last month. But yeah, mediation's good. I think there was a mention probably about litigation, if we have a strong background in that. I think I mentioned our experience. One other thought, though, is that if you have to litigate a lot, that means you're not doing a good job in the front end. It really does. If you're having to fight these things towards the end of it, that means you're not doing a good job stopping it to begin with. We pride ourselves in our letters, our demands, and being we're pragmatic. It's keep it simple. And also the mediations. If we can do a good job through there, make sure we get a good result. If I get a good result for you with a letter, perfect. That's what I want. If it just so happens we got to go further, that's when we can hit a little bit harder in it. But I think it should be noted that if we're having to get to trial and get to all these cases that are being filed and everything, well, why are we getting there?
Right.
What's happening on the front end? Why can't we fix it there? And that's something Jeremy, I talked to him on the phone on the way over here. He said, make sure we make that point. That's what we do.
So it sounds like you're more proactive than reactive.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We like to come up with ideas, ways to fix stuff, of course, under the law. But we want to get a result, and we also want to make sure that your process works well for you and your association runs smoothly. In theory, you shouldn't have to talk to us very much. That would be good, because then it's wrong. But if you got things that are going wrong, we'll step in immediately. I have no problem talking to people. I have no problem talking. I've been called some horrible things. And you know what? That's my job. And if you guys need something taken care of, that's what we need to do. I mean, the dog poo in the front yard, something like that. Flags going up, all those types of things. I mean, we have no issue going after that.
Yeah, we have, our biggest thing is communication. Some of our cases feel like they're dragging out. And
Sure. It's important to communicate so that you understand where you're at. Sometimes the cases we have take some time, but I need to tell you that.
Exactly.
We need to tell you that it's taking a little bit of time. This is not my fault because the judge has a schedule, or this is because we're waiting on a response from them. That's on us. We need to be able to communicate with you and tell you exactly what's happening. If we don't, then you got a valid, what's going on with this file? Why Why hasn't something happened with it? I don't like those emails, so I don't try not to get them as much as I can. You know, this is what's going on, here's where we're at, we send out letters, like mortgage foreclosures, I handle those. The lien foreclosures, I give you step by step where I'm at in the process, what's gonna happen next. Arbitration cases, if we're in the arbitration, well, we filed this, the next step is this. This is the time frame, you know, when it should happen. And that's something that is important for an association, because you all have a budget, you all have a schedule that you need to keep, you have things that you need to keep running. And they're concerned as well. What's going on with this case? You know, and like if I have a construction defects case, well, what's going on with these roofs? You know, I have somebody that has a leak. Why haven't you done anything about it? Well, I should have told you this. You know, so I agree. I think that's a good point to be made. Certainly communication. And again, we communicate first. Usually it's through one of us, the attorneys. Paralegals are there to help us, but it's our butt in the line. I'm telling you my advice, and I'm going to give it to you for what it is.
Thank you. We appreciate you coming here today.
Sure. You want? I'm going to leave this for you again. I have an extra one just in case anybody else wants one.
Go ahead.
I want this pink.
I just
Sure,
took
about
pictures
five.
of,
I
no, I
have 4.
took pictures of the other
I mean, it's
one.
fun reading.
Do we have an email here?
I can print it.
I have it.
She has my email and Jeremy's,
Okay.
but you feel free to give us a call. I think is it on there? Yeah, our number should be on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, give us a call. Let us know if you want us to come back. Feel free to.
All right, we appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
so much.
See you.
Very good.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Have a good night.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, you too. There you go.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Oh,
Hold on, go back to reports first.
okay.
Committee reports.
Committee reports. Carol, do you have anything? Nothing?
Back from my vacation.
Vacation mode. Cluster reports. Cluster.
Wait, I'm taking notes.
Family. Grandson, grandson.
So there's no committee reports?
No.
Okay.
Cluster 1 report.
No.
Working on a leak during your absence.
Yeah, maybe somebody want to give me a closer report. I haven't had a chance.
We worked on a roof leak while you were gone.
Yeah, I knew that. Well, that was done.
And then Jim had his roof repaired. And what came of the termites, Jim?
We have what they call dry wood termites. They didn't say anything about how to take care of it other than they squirted stuff up in the holes and then put white cloth over the holes.
Maybe you want to follow up with Pest Shield.
Give it all.
And then the other repair was supposed to be done.
Roofs, two roofs,
For-
Ruby and,
What was the name?
Florida
of
Sun Roofing.
two flat roofs.
What was the name of the other gal?
Barnes.
Lindsay.
Barnes, Lindsay Barnes.
Lindsay Barnes.
Did they do the repair already today?
I'm not sure.
They were supposed to contact her to do the repair, so that's being worked on. Lindsay Barnes.
What was wrong with hers?
They're
Leak
leaking.
in the
Because we repaired hers once.
living room or something,
Yeah, we repaired one.
Was it her bedroom?
bedroom.
Yeah, was it in the bedroom?
Leaking in her bedroom?
Yeah.
Jim?
And Ruby said no one came.
No, I did.
for-
No. we
Ruby
did
has a
Florida
leak
Southern.
too?
No. Yes. I
What's
got
that, Jim? I can't hear you.
They haven't done anything. They came and they were going to give an estimate and get Carol to sign it, but they.
For
haven't-
Lindsay's?
No, for her. All 3 flat roofs were leaking.
I never called that in, so I don't know. Who called that in for Ruby?
Okay,
I
they
did
were
before I
there,
left.
and they,
Oh.
I gave him your phone number before I left.
Give that to somebody.
Okay, so,
That's been quite a while ago.
I didn't.
but you have an active leak.
Yes.
Okay, so Southern Ribbon or Colonial need to get
That was
us,
Colonial.
Colonial
I
need to
called
get-
them before I left. They were supposed to call
She
you.
just said that they did, and they are supposed to be sending over proposals, so we need to get with, Colonial and find out where the proposal is.
If I may mention this,
I use Florida Southern Roofing for Lindsay.
I'm gonna say, I called Colonial a month and a half ago for them to come out and give me a bid. I never got a return phone call. Never. No follow-up, no return phone call. As far as I'm concerned, they're off my list.
Well,
I'll tell you
they've
what.
done our roofs, that's why.
Okay,
Southern is awesome.
Ruby, what's your, unit number?
6226.
6226. 6226.
I'll call them back.
Okay, Anything else for cluster one while she's gone? I know you've had a problem with some tenants in there.
Yes,
Who? Tenants.
unit 6212.
6212.
What's going on?
You name it, what's going on. It started off with a mom and suitcase that moved in. I put together an email, I have not sent it to you, Colleen, spell it out from there better.
Okay, that's fine.
And now mom don't live there anymore, and the two kids are there. I mean, they're old enough to live there on their own. But now they have everybody else living there with them.
Okay.
And I'll give you the
Rental.
information in the email.
They still got there's
Figured as much.
like
Okay.
a bunch of drinking in the parking lot or something.
Well, Jim's gonna send me an email with all the information, and then I can handle it from there.
They're taking it out front too. Same group, 4
Right,
o'clock
in
in
the
the morning.
parking lot, right?
Yeah, right here in front.
There's a half a dozen people in there every night.
Oh, my heavens.
And there's, just the mother and the son and a female. The female's been, checked out.
I mean, more and more often we are having problems with rentals. I don't know how that process works anymore. We had a rental even without application. I personally was threatened by the gun. And police came, and the guy also was threatened by the gun.
That was cluster two, he's out now.
Yeah, he is out, and I'm happy because first I said I'm gonna press charge because that was a ban. But the attorney mentioned something about dogs. I don't know how many times we have to say to dog owners that we have a place for it, that we cannot do that everywhere. My bad was only that I said it's not nice to leave your dog in front of your neighbor. And I got attacked. So I don't know how can we put some common sense that it's a human being residence.
You're always
If
gonna
you
get
have
one.
dog is responsibility, is not the fun. You have to think of dog and take it out to the certain place. You cannot do dog in the middle of your neighbor lawn and so on. What I'm saying and what I'm talking about, I don't know if we ever before had a need for more and more often issues where usually he says, she says and so on. We don't know what happened. Do we need to install some cameras in our settlement to make sure that we know who is coming in, who is coming out? I saw so many associations around having the cameras.
We've got cameras in here.
We
that
have
got-
cameras, but they're not working, and they're outdated and inadequate. And we don't have a budget for cameras right now.
I know.
So we'll have to address that when we're more solid.
We actually went over our application process, and reapproved that, and
Reapproved it, reinstated the
reinstated it.
application last
Yeah,
month.
and it's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people are getting here without application.
Well,
They're
that's
getting
because
here-
that was a foreclosure. He got in without an application because it was a foreclosure, right? Yeah.
Well, it's a long process behind that. It's a long story, it doesn't just, it's too long to tell tonight. We've been talking about it for months and
And
months
he
and
is
years.
gone
A
now.
year and a half now.
The unit's empty.
The unit is
So-
empty now, and he's in Georgia, so.
And it's being foreclosed on, so
I think that we have to add that to the agenda for another day, because we don't have, we're starting a conversation that we really don't have any fundamentals on right now, so we'll probably have to save it to add to another agenda for another meeting, so we can talk about
Okay.
how much these costs would add up to, what kind of cameras you'd want, where you want to put them. That would actually be an agenda item we'd have to add to the agenda.
it maybe go wireless,
I
not
think we
hardwired.
had a committee that researched it.
Okay.
Okay, moving on, cluster two.
We've done a lot in cluster two. Work that's been completed, Affordable Palms, completely trimmed the trees inside and outside the cluster. They redid the roof on the southwest, the tree on the southwest corner, for $200. We just paid that. That was a $2,600 bill. Rain to Shine repaired all the gutters, that we needed. They did that between 4/29 and 5/3. That was $1,025. At the door carpentry, did the balconies and stairs according to the fire department, so we're not fined. I know that where Jeff and Janice are, we have to come back and revisit that, so I'll contact John Nye on that, and that was $9,800. In unit number 6354, there was a little bit of mold growing in the corner of the front bedroom, so we called Lewis Restoration. It was $178.41 our part, and then Getter Drywall, it was $200 our part to do the drywall. We did the power washing, that was all completed, that was $526. Southern Roofing, we have done a maintenance issue on the roof on the northwest side, the flat roof. EJ's on the southwest for right now till we save the money. To completely do that roof is $16,800. So we can't do yours.
You didn't do it yet?
No.
No.
So we are going to, but we've got a maintenance on it right now. And then we've got another maintenance on Doug's, which is the northeast corner. That's a maintenance. And then we've got maintenance on all our roofs. And the maintenance was $325, $1,670, and $1,450. And that's ongoing. If there's a problem, I just need to pick up the phone and call Max, and he'll be right out. And then the roofs that we have done, we did the full roof by Bell's. And we just finished that. That was $14,600. The one flat roof that was, I mean, unbelievable. There was water pooling like in a concave, like an eye, in 6316 and 6318. So they're doing that roof right now, and that's $25,700. And then next to you, where Janice lives, where we trimmed that tree, EJ, there's a underneath there's a the roof was put on and the roof's in good shape, but water's getting underneath the wood, so it's the boot of where the wood roof comes together. No, so we're working on that, and that's $1,750. So they're doing that as well. So we've got that all done. Work to be completed is your roof for $16,800. There's a small stoop over 6340 where Mr. Gambino lived, who's now going to be renting that. And it was leaking down inside the light and pooling. So I had him unscrew that light and empty the water and turn the light switch off. Max is repairing that little stoop roof for free. He's not going to charge us for it. And then I had a call from 6356, Michelle. Their flat roof is leaking. And so Max is going to go up there and give us a bid for that and fix that.
63 what?
6356. And then in 6366, we're still fighting this. The upstairs window is slanted, we just found out, is slanting this way. So when it rains, it's running down the wall, and there's a little teeny tiny leak in the master bedroom of 6366. So John Nye's coming out to fix that. And then in 6350, there's a really, the hole's about this big on the outside the building where the windows are trimmed. It's white, the white trim has been, there's a hole like this big. And John Nye's going to be coming out to fix that. It's rotted, it needs to be repaired. Yeah. So, other than that, I think we're all set, other than we still have to save money to fix the balcony at 6322 and 6328 in the, is it south? Yeah, the south end back there, that unit back there in cluster 2, that whole balcony needs to be ripped down and completely redone. 10,750, and we need a permit pull. So we have to save money for that.
That's not on our fire list, right?
No,
Okay.
otherwise, no, that was not.
And then you can announce that you have gotten rid of the bane of your existence, neighbor.
6358, yes, they have left the premises. They are now in Georgia, in the state of Georgia's problem. They're no longer the state of Florida's problem.
They will come back. They break, the last time they broke the law.
They're not coming back.
Yeah, because
Like
as I said, now works.
I can take it.
People can, I press the charges.
Okay.
Um,
I don't care about any of that.
That
He
is
was
in
in jail
foreclosure.
4.5 years.
That is in foreclosure. I don't exactly know where the foreclosure is. I think it's another couple of months. I don't want to get into the huge history of it because I've been researching it for the last year and a half. There's a lien on it for $107,000 and some change, is what M&T Bank is going after
Let's
the
move on.
homeowners. So we're going to move on from that. So it is a foreclosure and it is going to happen.
Do you have any other repairs?
No, I think we're done
Thank you, and you are staying on for now?
for right now.
Okay, good deal, thank you.
Yep.
Cluster 5,
3.
3.
Okay. Still having an issue with the pool lights. The shallow end of the pool is still not working. Obviously, as of today, I just found out we have roof issues on 6116, which is a flat roof, and 6124, which is a 2-story roof. So I need to find a contractor to check out those roofing issues.
Are you gonna call Florida Southern Roofing?
I'm sorry.
Are you gonna call Florida Southern Roofing?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna actually call both
I'm telling you, Max.
and Florida Southern.
Florida
And I'll,
Southern will take care of it.
Yeah, they will.
price
Florida
wise,
Price
though?
wise,
Sure.
cheaper.
Florida Southern was,
And Max is phenomenal.
Okay.
his father, I gotta tell you, he called me the other day and gave me, exactly what's gonna happen, when they're gonna be there. He calls and says, the crew's on site, is everything going well? I mean, the guy's sensational.
Okay, that's cool. That's what I like.
I can't say enough about him.
Hopefully, they weren't the ones that repaired the 6116 prior.
I don't think you guys have used them out there other than cluster 4.
Also, still having an issue with the beams on 6142 because I was waiting on the financials. The beams on the
61, what?
6142.
Okay.
The beams on the lanai need to be replaced, and I have not been able to get a contractor up there as of yet because I was waiting on the financials to see if we can afford to get it done. Easy Joe Landscaping. I have a huge issue with trimming, have a lot of plants that are up against the building that are all around cluster 3 that needs trimmed, cut out or trimmed away from the building. Also, the bird of paradise that's within our pool area. They do trim up to the 9-foot height. There's no rhyme or reason that they can't keep that bird of paradise trimmed out. It's actually overgrown into the cover for the pool area, for the pool maintenance. So
How tall is it?
it's probably 12 foot, but they need to trim, like, there's no rhyme, they have 9-foot poles. Okay, so there's no rhyme or reason why they can't trim around this tree and take out the dead. They haven't touched a tree in months. And it's ridiculous. And then I have a
He's
palm.
He's on the discussion further down too.
I have a palm inside of the pool area right behind, on the other side of where the pool equipment is, that hasn't been trimmed.
send an email to Colleen and list it exactly so that she can
Because
send it to her.
and I mean, I've got a lot of trees that are growing up, like, against the building that need to just be cut out. I mean, they do great as far as trimming the bushes and stuff, but the other trees that are just like growing up along the building, you're inviting rodents, you don't want that.
Yeah, we already have.
And there's no rhyme or reason that they can't take care of that, because that's in the contract. So, anyway,
Do you have all those notes?
yep,
Follow up with an email to Colleen.
okay. Also, I had talked about Mr. Peter, power washing part of our building that needed to be done, which has never been done. Which was in regards to the 6142, the other side, the pool side of that unit. It's within reach. Explain to me why he can't power wash it. It's green. I mean,
Is it the whole side of the building?
no, it's just the upper panels on, it's
How
probably,
high up is it?
it's single story. There's no rhyme or reason he can't get out there with a power wash and use it.
I need a unit number and what
It was
size.
6142 on the east side, inside by the pool. I sent pictures to Colleen. You should have pictures of the green, it's now twice as much, because it was never done.
Very good.
There's not,
It's the old pressure washing.
Okay, follow up with me on that.
Gas and all those stuff.
I mean, is that something that I need to
Terry
hire a
Faulkner
contractor
did a
to do?
great job.
No, we're just waiting for him. He has the work order.
This was like,
She'll follow up with the
Yep.
work order,
Okay.
their
Yeah.
original email.
He gets a lot of work orders, I will say that.
this was like 6 months ago.
I haven't been here 6 months.
I know. It was when you stopped in, sorry. Okay, other than that, life is good.
Thank you.
We live on an island,
Cluster
so.
4, I really don't have anything. Cluster 5, Peter, you reported a few items. Do you want to review them?
Sure. We just had, today I had a little bit of time this morning, just went around and looked at some rotted wood that were on the stairwells, took pictures of that, I sent that to you. The leak by the pool, that dripping, I will try to resend that video to you. And
Oh yeah, what was that? Because I couldn't open it either.
You couldn't open it either?
No.
Okay.
What is leaking?
I don't know what it is. It looks like a electrical unit, and it's just dripping constantly.
It's it's a box.
It's a box, yeah. It's far away from the,
And it's dripping water?
yeah, 24/7, because I watched it all week when I was out at the pool, so
I have no idea.
Okay.
I'll show it to you. And then, we also have, as like Terry, our pool, the equipment for the pool, the skimmer or whatever, the box there, it's overgrown with palm trees, and the guy's having a hard time getting in there, and the equipment, even our pool heater, it's all surrounded by palm fronds. It should be all cleared,
I
so the
think
air
you
gets
sent a
through.
work order. I think
Yep.
she's gonna send a work
Yeah, I
order
sent
to
you that
Peter.
picture too, yeah.
And a pool rope was ordered
Yes,
for
a
your
pool
pool.
rope.
That's ordered.
Correct, yeah.
Anything
And,
else? The bee's nest
the
was
bee's nest,
called.
yeah, it's wasps.
Wasps,
That
not
was
bees.
huge. It's up by Mary.
I had a little ask you about it. Oh, thank you.
But they contacted me, and I
Okay.
think it's,
I think that's it. That's all I got
Thank you.
today.
okay.
Cluster 6, do you have anything?
I didn't leave anything behind.
Okay.
Don't see anything.
Okay.
Thank you.
Although there is a issue. We'll talk about it later.
Not here yet. The master, we have a new password for the clubhouse Wi-Fi. So we do have Wi-Fi in here, and the password is master clubhouse. And the name of the Wi-Fi is clubhouse. So clubhouse, master clubhouse.
That's good.
Yeah, it's great.
And also, I wanted to talk to the directors. When we have a problem with a vendor, please notify Colleen. Do not take it upon yourself to call that vendor, email that vendor, reach out to that vendor, especially if it doesn't have to do with your cluster. We appreciate your input, but sometimes that'll muddy the waters. So, in the future, any vendor issues, go directly to Colleen. If you can't reach Colleen, call me, and we'll try to handle it with that director of that cluster or through the vendor itself. Moving on, landscaping. We've reached out to a few companies and they don't want to bid us. I reached out to Jeff Stewart with Stewart Landscaping, and he is going to come bid us. He is familiar with Pebble Springs. Easy Joe was sent a letter to come into compliance, right? 2 weeks ago. We'll see what happens. Any of the other directors have any suggestions?
Name of the company you contacted?
Stewart Landscaping. They've been in business quite a few years
Yeah, I
in
know
the
they are.
area. Anybody have any ideas? Feel free to email me and we'll reach out to them. But hopefully Stewart will give a good bid. They do a lot of business all around Ireland too.
Is there somebody called US Lawn?
They did not want,
Yeah.
I already asked them.
They said no?
Yes.
Yeah.
They came through.
They came through.
Yep, they said no.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we have
Why'd they say no?
I don't,
You don't know.
I do know, but I don't want to say.
A lot.
Let's just say US Lawns, Brightview, West Coast, West Bay, all of them are extremely close to each other. Okay?
And they chatter.
And they chatter. They talk about things. And we've been through a lot of landscapers. And our reputation with landscapers are not the best. I just have to say that. And I've said that over and over. I've said it.
True.
It's true.
So, you know, when that reputation starts, it's hard to end. You know.
And I did talk to Jim Price because over the last, I don't know, since November through to date, we've had a lot of irrigation bills, but it's because our irrigation is very old and he's replacing the heads as needed. So I did talk to him. So if you see irrigation repairs, the repairs are justified. Do you have a question?
I'm just looking, I have two of these from Jim Price.
Same amount?
One's for June and one's for May. They're June 18th. One's 960.65, the other one's 963.57.
You have to look at the invoice.
I didn't know.
960?
Yeah, are these mine?
Can I see that, please? No, I think it's for all the clusters.
And there's this one.
No, it's all the clusters. Cluster 1, cluster,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's, cluster 2 was 330.44.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
For,
But did you have a great
June.
job done by him too?
Pardon?
Didn't he do like a
3
great
was
job?
$128.
He did, yeah, he did some
Much is
digging and
mine.
stuff.
128, I was 117. 5 was 53.50. 6 was $78. Master 100. Cluster 1, 156.57. So, actually, I have to sign these in Carol.
Okay.
What about those?
This one is for Colonial Roofing.
Did you sign it?
I've never worked with Colonial Roofing.
What do you have over there?
Southern.
Okay, well, you need to sign it and pass it. We already reviewed the financials.
says cluster 2.
For Southern Colonial?
Says it.
Not me.
Cluster 2 did come
How
out.
long ago?
Yeah.
For who?
It's all in here.
Oh.
There you go.
Was that one of Don's?
Maybe. Lots of things haven't been paid.
We're
still catching up on bills.
6218 7th Avenue West. 6218.
That's Susan. That's the new roof we're doing.
But
Well,
this
there's
was
a
a
repair.
repair.
How long ago?
Say.
Completed June 11th?
Yeah.
I don't,
This
that's,
says Carol.
It's gotta be cluster 1 then.
Yeah,
Carol,
that's not
does this look
me.
like your roof?
Should have a house number.
Well, it's saying it's 60.
Yeah, that's Tim's.
What is this cluster 2 on it?
I don't know, they messed up.
Doesn't matter. Here you go.
That's why we look at them.
There you go. Okay. Anything else?
Any other business?
I'm gonna make a few announcements,
Okay.
just because I want you guys to know.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, I will be on vacation June 1st, or July 1st, and I'll be returning on the 8th. Obviously, I still check my emails, so if you email
well, you're on
me.
vacation.
I am
The whole 7
allowed
days?
to have those, yes.
No, so don't check your emails.
No, I always check my emails. And then there's one more bad piece of news. You guys have probably all come to love and know my assistant Kelsey. She is no longer going to be with us as of June 28th. She has accepted a position with an attorney. So I have a new assistant, and her name is Karen, and she's currently being trained by Kelsey right now. So hopefully she'll be as good as Kelsey, but we all know Kelsey's my sister, so nobody's as good as her. But
What was her name again?
Karen.
Karen?
Uh-huh. So I just wanted to let you guys know, in case you saw anything come from somebody else other than Kelsey, then I know you guys you're as familiar with her name as you are mine. So, just so you're aware, that there's not a new manager, she's just a new assistant. Yeah, she's young, she needs to start her career, so, yeah. I'm not happy, but she is. So, she's happy it works, right?
Thank you.
I just want you guys to know, in case anything, came up.
I do have one more question. On Southern, this is being paid for the 325 and the 450, but we still owe him for 1670.
You might not have billed it.
Really?
You'll have to check with them.
Okay.
I'll have to look through here. I haven't looked through the stack yet. It might be in here. After we're all closed out, I'll look at the bills.
Okay.
I'll need you to sign, Carol.
Don't forget I'm pulling.
Any owners' comments or
Do you want
questions?
this back or no?
There's a couple of lights out.
Lights out.
Not gonna
Where?
sign it right
They've been
now.
out for quite some time.